inspirational talkers, motivators, success-oriented folks all point to the feelings and the significance of glory, of reputation, of achievement, of accomplishment, of wealth, fame, fortune. So all of those things are attributed to a certain conditional outcome, a certain product, a particular set of results. And those results are reliant upon your own feelings of significance. The objective is going to determine the subjective experience. And this very trick, this very subconscious illusion that is placed upon you, that you need to have a certain number in your bank account, that you need to possess a certain quality of a car, that you need to possess a some kind of physique, and to have a certain condition on your body around, like, you know, how much you weigh or how much muscle you have and how defined you are muscularly. And these all are conditions that keep perpetuating your own postponement to feeling joy, to feeling love and peace. And that postponement is always constantly agreed upon. Your choices and your thoughts, they are in agreement with that conditional aspect, that you cannot feel a sense of power and a sense of self-love if you are not to have those physical circumstances, and you are not to witness those things. So you see that it could be a little bit destructive for us to feel like what we are is based on how things appear to us. So, you know, we may get a rush of joy from seeing something that's beautiful, whether that's like in a car, a house, or if it's somebody that is beautiful, that like takes care of themselves, or if it's a scene in nature. All those things give us a glimpse of what love is, and it quickly rushes away because the objective world is always changing, is always transforming to what the consciousness is experiencing. The consciousness is what will become of the objective world. And through that lens, or through that perspective, you are a subject, you are a victim, or a kind of surrogate for the objective world to live through you, rather than the objective world being a product of what your internal world is. If the objective world is a product of what your internal world is, then your internal world can be completely determined on anything. It can be determined on no condition. no condition can determine your inner world. If what you decide to feel, which you can do, I know some of you out there may not feel that you can make a choice that you want to feel joy right now, though you can feel joy now without having any substance, without having any relationship or conversation or interactions with the world and interactions with anything that exists outside of you. Because what you feel in response to the outside world is the essence of who you are, is your experience of what you are. It is what determines your behavior. It is what determines your speech, and it determines how you treat others. So, if what joy you feel is based on how people treat you or how people respect you, what kind of objects you possess, what kind of products or resources you have at your disposal, then your happiness will be reliant upon those things. Your joy and bliss will be reliant upon those conditions. If we are to live from unconditional love, then we are to take what we have now in the present moment and turn it into what it is that we choose to have or choose to be now on a subjective level. Of course, we can't turn, a pile of rocks into a beautiful home. However, you can imagine what living in that home will be like. And in your imagination, you get that sense and that rush of feelings and joy of experiencing that beautiful house. So if we are to take that experience in your imagination and use it for our own fulfillment, our own sense of joy and love, then we can alter our very behavior. We can alter our very thoughts because we are choosing to imagine that feeling more and more of living in the beautiful house or having the relationship that you want without needing the actual thing. Then you are being unconditional. And just because you desire something doesn't mean that you are bad. We all have desires. Desire is very important to experience, and that's why we're all here in physical flesh and form. We're all here on planet Earth to experience. And if you desire it, you deserve it. If you did not desire it, whatever it is, it would not be in your experience and you would not deserve it. You would not have the impression or the inclination to experience that desire, and therefore you would not deserve it. If you think it, then you are capable of having it now. If you think it, it is a possibility. It is something that exists in a timeline very close to you. If we were to imagine timelines as us being it being right here, like this is my timeline, this is what Cheney and my physical reality is right now, then somewhere outside of here is non-physical, and somewhere outside of here is non-physical, but it's much more physical in terms of its ability to come into this timeline than in comparison to a timeline that's out here or that's out here, right? Because this timeline is closer to here. But if your condition, if you are reliant upon a timeline that is out here to be right here, then you will not experience it here. You will not experience that time, this timeline now. You will not have the capacity to experience what it is that you want to experience now. That's the most important thing. Not having that far off kind of dream and working so hard to get it and going through stress and struggle and lowering your vibration, because that's all stress is a direct infringement and assault on your own vibration. It is lowering your vibration to a more dense and narrow timeline. Whereas if you are filled with joy, peace, love, significance, anything that gives you a sense of expansion and infinity and life, anything that gives you a life-filling experience will expand your timeline farther out into those timelines that you are capable of living. Now is the time for you to choose now. For you to choose that what you want is right here. What you choose is up to you. And it's not up to any conditional circumstance or somebody's approval. It's not somebody's agreement. They have their own reality that they're living in, and their reality is most likely not in line with yours. So, taking that in consideration, what you choose to feel is not truthfully in at all their responsibility. It is your responsibility alone to feel what it is you want to feel in complete disregard of what they feel and how they act towards you. So if you take something personal, then you are being conditional. If you take something into your experience that comes from outside, then you are completely taking in another person's conditions, and that is conditional. If you are to live unconditionally, you would not take up people's stuff. Unconditional is without attachment, without results, without continuous stimulation from your physical body. Unconditional is within. Thank you guys for watching.